y'all. So today I am at Dorignacs in Metairie, Louisiana, doing a store tour. Most people I know go to Rouse's and call it a day. So I never really heard of Dorignacs or been to this store before today. But let me tell you something. Not even 5 minutes after I walked in, I walked past the bakery and I saw none other than chess pies right here. And I knew that it was about to be on and popping from there. And this store did not disappoint. So when I visit a grocery store, one of the things that I look for is whether or not they list the origin of source for the fruits or veggies. I think it shows the type of clientele that that grocery store is catering to, but also I think it shows that that particular grocery store may take into consideration where they're actually getting their food from. I prefer to support local markets and local farmers. So I came across this large display of sun-dried tomatoes, and words cannot describe how excited I was about this. Ooh. Sun-dried tomatoes are so versatile. I put them in my sauces, in my food, in salads. I mean, there's so many things that you can do with them, and they have so much flavor. Not to mention, they also had regular tomatoes and these green tomatoes. I love making green tomato relish and just cooking with tomatoes in general. So after checking out the produce, I head over to the deli area, and guess what? They had more sun-dried tomatoes, and they were cheaper than what I saw over in the produce section. So you know I had to get it. So let me tell you about this deli section. They had everything imaginable over here. They had everything from ribs, barbecue, salads, dips, sauces, soups, whatever you may have needed to get through the day or to get through dinner or lunch or what have you. They had something for you over here in this deli section. I was over there for about 30 minutes just looking at all of the different items that they had. And I mean, it really was impressive. And I felt like because of the part of the state that it's in South Louisiana, I feel like a lot of this stuff had a lot more seasoning and flavor than you would find in most other grocery stores. So I was willing to give it a try, so I picked up a few things to take home for dinner. So in this next section is the mustard section. One of my favorites in this store. They had so many different types of mustards here. I mean, mustards can be used in different ways. I know people use mustard on barbecue. Some people put mustard on their catfish to get rid of the fishy taste, and once you fry it, you can't really taste the mustard afterwards. I use Creole mustard. That's my favorite type of mustard to use. I use Creole mustard to make salad dressings, to season up some chicken or some meat that I'm cooking. I mean, Creole mustard to me is just the best mustard, and it's the only mustard that I use. If you're from the South, you know we love pickled products. Everything from pickles themselves to pickled meat, whatever. So this section is just the pickled pickles and the pickled okra. They had every types of pickles imaginable. Hot pickles, bread and butter pickles, ghost pepper pickles, crawfish pickles. You name it, they had it. Once I made my way over to the seafood department, I was impressed by how many different prepared seafood options they had. Now, I really didn't see a lot of options for seafood itself, like fresh fish and fresh shrimp. But they did have a lot of seafood items that were prepared, like that Cajun crab dip. I got some crab cakes. They had boiled shrimp, stuffed crab, remoulade here. Actually got some of that remoulade, tartar sauce. I mean, they had every type of prepared item imaginable. If you want crab fingers as well, they also had these crab fingers, and I think I've seen these same types of crab fingers at the local farmers market. So the crab claws are good in like a cream sauce. Some people also cook them fried or sauteed. I prefer them in like a Cajun Creole cream sauce where you can just have butter, have a roux, season it with like blackening season or just Cajun seasoning. Of course, add lots of butter and cream, and it's just delicious. So they had a pretty impressive cheese section in the store. I mean, they had so much cheese here. And I actually ended up getting a Gouda and a raclette. And the raclette is so good. That's that cheese that they put on top of burgers or pasta and they melt it and it's all gooey and delicious. Also ended up getting queso and some onion dip. I will say by now I'm halfway through the queso, but the onion dip, not so much. I don't really care for it. So I'm not a fan of sweets, so I'm not really into jams and things like that. But let me tell you, this pepper jelly down here is something else. I bought a jar of pepper jelly and put it on some of that pulled pork barbecue that I got from the deli here at Dorignacs, and oh my God. It is so good. So now I'm a fan of pepper jelly, even more so than I was before. So I've came across yet another little treasure island of sun-dried tomatoes, and it's only $1.29. Like, this is crazy. So if you want sun-dried tomatoes in Dorignacs, go over to the Deli area by the seafood department. And I don't know if they're going to switch them around, but that's where I found the cheaper sun-dried tomatoes. So when you hear someone say they don't have the ingredients they need to make a jambalaya or a gumbo or red beans and rice or dirty rice, this is what we're talking about. We don't have the ingredients that you can only get from stores either in South Louisiana or just Louisiana, period. These beans, Camellia beans, you can't get them everywhere. These are considered specialty items in other parts of the country. So, you know, when we go home or when we are in an area where they do have these items, you better believe we're looking to stock up on them so that when the time comes and we're not at home, we can definitely make the items to make us feel like we're at home. I didn't pick up a lot of seasonings because I already had a lot and I brought a lot down with me, so I kind of need to get through those first before I start buying up more seasonings. But I made sure to get a couple packs of these sausages. So my favorite types of sausages to use and to cook with is Richard's, and I tried the store brand. I haven't opened it yet, but I definitely got a pack of that store brand of andouille. I don't really care for Amanda. It's a bit too sweet for me. And Kaneka is just out the question. I tried it. Nope. Nope. No, 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 no. But I do know a lot of people use Manda and their red beans and rice. And Savoy's, I only use that if I'm in California, and that's the only option available, which it is in a lot of the stores out in the Bay Area. So this is that Dorignacs brand of andouille that I was talking about. I got a pack of this because it looked like it has the texture and the flavor that I normally look for in a good sausage. So I'll probably cook that with like some smothered cabbage, or because I do have a head of cabbage from the farmer's market, or maybe some eggs, and see if I like it or not. So I'm not into really buying a bunch of meat, but look at this big pork chop. I mean, I just thought the size of that was just crazy. I just wanted to come back in and say that. So I found more seasonings. A lot of these are widely available, but the ones in the little packets, like the one I'm holding in my hand, these are made of things that you can normally just put together yourself, like chili powder, thyme, oregano, white pepper, dried shrimp, different things like that. I didn't get one of these because I think the fun in cooking is coming up with my own types of seasonings. But I was looking for smoked paprika, and they don't have smoked paprika, or they didn't have it when I was there. So I had to get it somewhere else. But other than that, I mean, they had pretty much every type of seasoning imaginable for Cajun, Creole, or Southern cooking in general. So I ended up walking back over to the produce section to check out the herbs, and they had a pretty decent selection. I ended up just getting some basil because I already have a thyme plant, so I don't need thyme. And then I found myself back in the deli section, and I actually thought this was like Nashville hot chicken, and then I realized it was just rotisserie chicken. But wouldn't it be good if there was like a rotisserie Nashville hot chicken? Oh my God, that would be so doggone good. But that's not what that was. So I walked over to the international section because I want to make some sushi and some fried rice with all of the different things that I've been getting. So I ended up getting a few items from here. I was also looking for fresh ramen options and they didn't have any. So I'm still keeping an eye out for fresh ramen. So apparently there's a huge Sicilian influence here in New Orleans, and I didn't know that, but it's interesting to see the Sicilian ingredients in the store. So at this point, I'm just walking around the store trying to see if I forgot anything. I walked over to the frozen food section to see if they had whole Natchitoches meat pies because I just keep finding minis in the stores here, and minis just don't do it for me. And I ended up back over by the bakery, and I got this po' boy bread, but I realized it was stale, so I put it back and I got a different type of French bread, and that actually lasted like I think a day or less than 2 days, and then it was just completely stale, and I guess I could have used it for croutons, but I'd rather just get some bread from the farmer's market. I find that bread normally works for me better. At this point, I made a full circle around the store, and this is the second deli area. They had French onion soup, pho, different salads, and things like that. So overall, my experience at Dorignacs was great. Everyone was nice and friendly. I would say this is a more local store, so if you're looking for Louisiana-specific items, certified Cajun items, definitely visit Dorignacs. And if you're looking for a store with a great deli and prepared food options, then you should also check out Dorignacs. Well, that concludes this store tour. Thanks for watching. Bye!